apart and just, I mean, you'd never know looking at them. You'd never know. They look 15 years younger than
What's that face? Well, I'm going to say hi.
Just do one of those, like,
I do. Okay. Still be. I'm over here. I was quiet. Oh my God! It's
my muscles.
yes, go.
Yeah, I remember that nightmare.
Good.
Hello.
You've been here once before.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Would you like to have it? Tulip company? I've been here a long time.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God. Oh, yes. 95 years that's how it's spelled. And this is the really great things to
Text on your sister. 5 years.
really excited. other times we've written Nikki so I trust that as it turns out, we love New York and I trust that no, but I will be.
You chatty.
Oh my God.
Good morning. Let's have a hallelujah. I'm Ginny Castleberry. I am your MC, which for me stands for Mistress of Ceremonies today. I like that title. Good to be here. Good to see so many new faces. So I want to welcome everyone. We are celebrating so many different special holidays and activities this time of year, right? From Hanukkah to Kwanzaa to solstice to Christmas to the new kids' corner in the back. Yes, we're celebrating kids hanging out in the back, and I see a kid, an official kid. Welcome. We have a beautiful space upstairs for a children's program that pre-pandemic was full of kids and where the kids went to hang out. So we're trying to ease back into having kids in our space again, to be quite honest. And so this is our first inaugural kids corner back there. So if you know anyone who's been staying away or unsure about bringing their kids with them, we now have a spot where we'll have folks back there so that you can come and enjoy the services. So before we get into all the various things, I do want to remind folks to turn off or silence their cell phones. That's always a wonderful thing. And I wanted to say that I have been delaying the start because I was waiting to hear what's happened. And I'm just going to say, go Argentina. It's not official yet, and you never know. But who's been following World Cup? Yeah. So it's like underdogs, Argentina might have done it. 3-2 with minutes, barely minutes left, I know, so I probably just jinxed it, so I'm sorry, Argentina, about that. A couple of things that we like to do. We first like to start out with a land acknowledgement, because we recognize that our space that's been here for 100 years this year on this ground is made more sacred by the indigenous people who this land was taken away from, and we want to acknowledge that. We want to acknowledge that this is indigenous land of the Cheyenne, Arapaho, and Ute peoples. And it's important for us to name them because their legacy matters. And to ensure that this is more than just a statement, which a lot of organizations do, we want to let you know that we mindfully lease space to organizations that support indigenous people. We have two who lease space with us. Spirit of the Sun and Sisters of Color United in Education, whose work through activism, programming, and education is impactful for their communities. The other statement that we like to make is what's called an anti-racism statement, because we recognize that this space has been mostly white people, and that we want to become more diverse every day. But to do that, you have to name how things really are today. We have always been and continue to be very supportive and inclusive and full of folks from the LGBTQ plus community, also known as the queer community. We have always been a very sacred space for that. But we also want to acknowledge that though we are growing in diversity, we have a long way to go. and there's much more we can do. That institutional racism is real. Implicit and unconscious biases are real. And it is the lived experience of our neighbors of color, people with diverse abilities, and other groups who don't have the same privileges in our culture. We ask for everyone's help and feedback to get us to a place of even deeper belonging. So thank you for that. We also love to welcome new folks. Who is here for the first time today? Okay, I'm actually taking account here. 1, 2, and I'll tell you why I'm taking account. Because we have beautiful fresh flowers that we pass out to new folks. We'd like to give you that as a welcome and as a way for the rest of us to see you, to make sure we come up and shake your hand. The good news is lunch, if you will stay for it, which happens right after, is on us when it's your first time. The weird news is we don't have enough flowers. We're somehow, we only had 6 flowers we were counting beforehand. So if anyone can do a little bit of loaves and the fishes, can anybody, I mean, come on, it's around the, Jesus time. Anybody? No? But what we will do is we will pass these out, and we may break off a piece to make sure everyone gets one. So raise your hand, please, if you're new. And these beautiful, real flowers, we can kind of maybe a blossom here, a blossom there. So let us know. We're so glad to have you. If you can't stick around for lunch today with us, then come back another Sunday, and that free lunch still counts. We have a few different things happening this morning, again, because we have so many different holidays. You're going to see Anna come help us with a menorah. You're going to see Katie light an Advent candle. And so I just wanted to mention their names. Daryl Johnson will do what we call our statement of being. And we'll also sing a song that we'll ask all of you to join us in, called The Face of God. But what I would like to do now is have a friend and longtime member, as far as I'm concerned, Chris Webster, come up and give us our opening. Chris?
Good morning, everybody. Holidays to everyone. I'm going to invite you now to relax. Close your eyes, get into your heart space a little bit. Just relax from your forehead, cheekbones, your earlobes, all the way down to your shoulders, your whole body. And just connect to your breath. Take a moment to center into the stillness of your heart space, where your higher self resides, your expression of God. Just take a moment and think of a happy event. It might be under the tree long ago, it might be a hike up in the mountains, maybe just having a coffee or tea with a friend. Just settle into that quiet, still place where God resides. I invite you to become an open vessel to all the divine blessings and energies that are about to descend on us this morning. All divine light, divine love, divine power. Our speaker, Kevin, be blessed. May you hear something inspirational in his message. May you just embrace the joy of the season. The upcoming week of the Prince of Peace, the embodiment of unconditional love. Maybe it's Kwanzaa that touches you, or Hanukkah as we start Hanukkah tonight. May we all be blessed, and we all enjoy this time of community together. So be it and so it is. Amen.
I heard something Hollywood. Oh, yeah. Actually, I thought, the time was going to be close. I'm sorry, I'll be up to just get the beat after. Yeah, that's not we're adding a few little extra holiday blessings in here, so I apologize.
I'm going to be with you all today. I'm going to improv here. Okay, so when I was a teenager, I was adopted by a Jewish family who had no idea what they were getting themselves into. But we still love each other today. And on that note, my mom wanted me to tell a quick version of the story of Hanukkah. I'm going to shorten it a lot. There was a battle a very long time ago, and the Maccabee Jews were, there weren't many of them left. The synagogue was destroyed. There was enough oil for one night, and miraculously, that oil and that light lasted for 8 days and 8 nights. And it was a complete miracle, and that's the miracle. That's a very short version of the miracle of Hanukkah. And so I'm gonna light the Hanukkah menorah with you guys today. Tonight is the first night of Hanukkah. In the Jewish religion, it starts the night before. So tonight's the first night of Hanukkah, and usually we would light one candle per night. I'm going to light them all 8 because we're all here. Let's just do it now. This ninth candle is really a lighter candle for the other candles. So. And we light from left to right. When my daughter and I used to do these, we would choose some things we thankful for each night. And that was fun. So we can do that right now, just to have thankfulness in our hearts. Asher kitchanu aletzvotam, v'tzivanu lahalet shel Chanukah. And I'd like to do a quick blessing because in this darkest time of the year, it can be very difficult for a lot of us. I think that it's a time to nurture our darkness and go inside and make peace with what's there, while also making sure that we keep our heart light on. I believe we all each have a heart light in our hearts. And I believe it's important in this time to nurture the darkness, but also keep in mind the beautiful light that's in each of our hearts. And I believe that's where our spirit is. And I believe that when we come to this place in our heart to find the answers we may need, trust our intuition, and I like to make a short blessing. If we could just breathe, take nice deep breaths. It's very important. Close our eyes. Come into our heart space, our sacred, beautiful space. And concentrate on our heart. Whatever's there, accept it. It's there for a reason. Whatever's there is there for a reason. And accept it and love it. Love your heart right now. Say, I love you, heart. Thank you for beating. Thank you for taking us this far. Thank you for loving. Even after everything we've been through, we still love, and we still go through loving, and we still go on loving. And that's an amazing testament to our beautiful hearts. Bless your heart right now. Bless your beautiful, sweet heart. I do believe this is where spirit, I do believe we'll find spirit here. And whatever that is for you, Mother, Father, God, it loves us very deeply, no matter what we do. There's nothing that can possibly change the undeniable love that Spirit has for us. Bless your heart. Bless everyone in this room. Bless everyone in this building. Bless all of Denver. Bless Colorado. Go farther out, United States. Further, we're going to bless all the land masses on this earth. Bless everything on those landmasses, the trees, the birds, the little mice, the bugs, everything on the earth. We're going to bless the water, every single droplet of water on this earth and the sea, that the fish breathe, that we all drink. Let's bless the beautiful clean water that each of us drink. All beings seen, all beings unseen. The water droplets in the air, the water droplets in the sky and the clouds. Bless all of the earth right now with everything we have, everything in our hearts. Bless you. Spirit, please hear our blessings. Please allow our blessings to reach as far as possible in our hearts. We love you, we love the earth, we love everything. Now come back to your hearts, come back to your heart center. Breathe into that. Nice deep breaths. Love yourself. Our heart lights are lit right now, and we can light other heart lights. It's infinite. But love yourself first. Come to your heart center first. Love yourself. Be good to yourself. Be kind to yourself. God loves you so much. Be kind to yourself. And then light other lights, other heart lights. And we can open our eyes and be in this moment. Now, this is a hard time for a lot of people because of this darkness, because it's a lot of darkness on this earth. I believe we can always come right back to this moment in our hearts, and it'll be okay. And we'll feel the light in our souls and our hearts. And we'll know that there is a light, even through the darkness, no matter how dark things get, no matter how bleak, no matter how impossible. We have a heart light in our heart where God lives, our most sacred space. And we can always come back to that. We can always love others through that. And that's it for me. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Happy holidays.
Now, if you'll all stand as you're able, and join me in our peace statement, follow the grace of God. God is all, both invisible and visible. One presence, one mind, one power is all. This one is all, perfect life, perfect love, and perfect substance. We are individualized expressions of God and our heaven wonderfulness, perfect life, perfect love, and perfect substance. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. We are a family. You are the face of God. Now we're going to invite Katie Curtis. We got Katie Curtis. Katie Curtis is going to come up and tell us all about Advent.
That's right. Hello. I do this. Is this one? I was so touched by Anna's job that I asked if she would like the honey candles for me, and she said she would. So.
Richard Gore, who some of you may know. He's a Franciscan monk in Santa Fe. And he gave this in 2017, and I was looking around for something in short that was touched my heart. Here it is. This is him. In the first 1,200 years of Christianity, the great feast, hands down, was Easter. The Holy Week leading up to it, leading up to the celebration of the resurrection of Christ. Around 1200, a new guy entered the scene called Francis of Assisi, and he felt he didn't need to wait for God to love us by the cross and resurrection. In fact, he thought it started with love, and he popularized what we take for granted as the big Christian feast, Christmas. But it only started being popular in the 13th century, and the Franciscans are the ones who kind of made it popular. And the main point that he wants to make is that is the theological switch that took place, that we realized that God had become flesh, taking on materiality, physicality, humanity, then the problem was solved from the beginning. Francis went wild on Christmas. On Christmas Day, even the walls should eat meat, he said. That's how much he went wild. He said every tree should be decorated with lights to show that it's filled with light anyway. And that's exactly what we do 800 years later. But remember, when we speak of the Advent or waiting for Christmas or preparing for Christmas, we're not talking about waiting for little baby Jesus to be born. That already happened 2,000 years ago. We're in fact welcoming the universal Christ, the cosmic Christ, the Christ that is forever being born in the human soul and into history. And believe me, we do have to make room for that, because right now there's no leaving the in for such a mystery. We see things pretty much in their physicality and materiality, but we don't see the light shining through. We don't see the incarnate spirit that is hidden inside of everything material. Now, the Eastern Christians got that. They understood that. They saw that God said yes to the material universe. God said yes to physicality. They understood the mystery of incarnation in the universal sense, and that's what you and I think, are still preparing for. That's it. That's the eternal Advent. It's always Advent. We're always waiting to see spirit revealing itself through matter. We're always waiting for matter to become a new kind of apparition when the spirit is revealed. Whenever that happens, you're celebrating Christmas. So for me, it's pretty logical that Christmas became the great celebratory feast of Christians, because it's basically saying it's good to be human. It's good to be on this earth. It's good to be flesh. It's good to have emotions. It's good to have sexuality. We don't need to be ashamed of any of this. This is what God loves. So Merry Christmas without any hesitation. And remember to notice the light shining through.
Thank you so much, Katie. Our featured musician today is Gonzalo Tepa. He is a jazz classical musician, bass player, which you will see in just a moment. It's a pretty big instrument. I don't think you'll miss it. He's a composer. He's an educator. He is a two-time Latin Grammy nominee for Best Traditional Pop Vocal Album and Best Latin Jazz Album. He was named Best Jazz Soloist by Downbeat Magazine in 2004, 2005, and 2006. So please help me welcome one of our favorites, Gonzalo Tepa.
Now I have to play well. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Happy holidays. So, I'm going to ask you to help me out with this. They know me from years, and I never know what I'm going to play at all when I play here. I always just feel the energy, and then I play. And that's been great. So far, so good. They keep calling me, which is good. So, sections. And you, from here to here, you sing this note with me. Keep going. And from here to here we go.
And he will honor us with his music after our main speaker, who I want to talk about next and introduce, Kevin Lockwood. Kevin is a spiritual practitioner, an intentional life journey coach, a nonprofit director and consultant for organizational change and excellence, known for helping people and organizations through their most difficult challenges. Kevin works from the inside out, revealing inspiration and genius that got left behind in the distractions of everyday life. Kevin envisions a world where every person realizes for themselves an energy of joy and excitement in expressing their unique passions as individual expressions of oneness. He lives in a happy home in Arvada with his loving wife and family, and we'll talk about this later. He is teaching a class here at Althea in January. So please help me welcome Kevin Lockwood.
Oh, thank you, Gonzalo. That was beautiful. Oh, thanks. And first, I'd like to welcome Stuart Gall to the stage. And while he's coming up, he's going to sing a song for us from an old Sufi poem. And let me tell you how I met him 16 years ago. I was getting ready to travel around the world, and I was worried about my safety of my house and finances. And I sat down with God and I said, God, I need a roommate. And God said, it's going to be a man. And I said, well, that's okay. Yeah, that works. As long as he's oops. But that's the end of the story. So for the next 2 months, the universe fed back to me what I had fed to it, which was the needing of a roommate. And I began to get worried, so I sat down with God again. And I said, hey God, what's up? And God says, well, what do you really need? And I said, hey, I need to feel safe. I need to know my house is safe. I need to feel secure. I need to know I'm going to be okay with my finances. And God said, I got it. I'll take care of it for you. And 2 days later, ta-da! Stuart Allen showed up in my life. He was my roommate for the next 8 years. He's been one of the best and closest friends anyone can ask for. And he's here today to help me kick this talk off, because that's what he does for me. Thanks, Stuart. Good.
Chambers of your heart, make it ready, make it ready to be the dwelling of the beloved. When you depart, love will enter. Void of yourself, God will display His beauty. So sweep out the chambers of your heart. Make it ready, make it ready to be the dwelling of the beloved. When you depart, love will enter. When you void of yourself, God will display her beauty.
Thank you, Althea, for inviting me here today at this auspicious time of year. It's a special gift for me. It's probably one of the most largest highlights of my life to speak in this center of divine science, in a path of spirituality I feel so gifted to be a part of. That I actually have been in front of a live crowd, so it's definitely special to be here. It's healing for my heart, and I'd like you to imagine, if you would, January 6th, 2023. Just go there in your mind's eye. And what's going on? Oh, the holidays are over. We're getting back into our routines, and life is just happening the same way that it always has. We're back into our busyness, we're back into this, and this year, this year, it's going to be different. And I know it can be different. I know that this can be one of the best holidays ever. I know that this can be one of the best years ever. Because no matter what's happening out there in the world, no matter what's happening in our lives, where joy comes from is here in our hearts. And I love what Anna talked about with this season of Hanukkah, and what Katie talked about with this Advent season. It's spot on with light, this light within us to share with others. It's a very auspicious time, so I have a big goal for today. I'm so grateful that I have so many friends here, so if all else fails, if this talk just goes flat, we have a bunch of friends here to hang out with, and new people to get to know, so that's a good thing. That I have going for me, right? But we're going to talk about, if I have a clicker, we're going to talk about the 3 R's. And that's not reading, writing, and arithmetic, because I am suspicious of that group. They've left out spelling. Yeah, we're going to talk about reflection, revelation, and revealing. These 3 R's. Now, they're very simple. Reflection is just this opportunity to slow down, go within, clear out challenging emotions like Anna talked about, and let the light in. Revelation is this welcoming of God's insight into our life that gives meaning and purpose. It sounds beautiful, revelation. And I didn't bring any with me today, so I don't have any in my pockets, but I'm going to show you how to get you going. And the last part is revealing. It's revealing this magnificence that you are to the world, this God light within you. So these are the 3 R's. The first one we're going to work with is reflection. Now we can work with these 3 R's at any time of year, but what's magical about this time of year, what's auspicious about this time of year, is all the support we're getting from the ritual and from the seasons. Nature herself is slowing down. She's dropped her leaves, dropped her seeds. They lie dormant, waiting for spring. When Wednesday comes, we'll get a nice blanket of snow in the city. And we can be blessed that it's going to slow us down. And we'll have time to go inside in this quiet winter wonderland. The sun itself is arcing lower and lower in the sky every day. And the path it makes is changing smaller and smaller until the day of the solstice, when it will appear to be no lower than the day before, and it will appear no higher on the day after. The term solstice in Latin means just for the sun to stand still. It's an invitation for us to get still, to go inside. And the moon, if I can give you a simple example of how divine cycles work. When the moon is waxing, when it's getting larger and brighter every night, our fingernails grow faster, plants grow faster, our hair grows faster. It's not a good time to come to my wife and get a haircut because her hair is growing faster and it just won't last very long. So that's a waxing moon. On a waning moon, the fingernails and our hair and everything grows slower. It's an invitation to slow down. It's an invitation to go inside and clear. And this year, the moon is playing along with this divine cycle because we're in a waning cycle now through the solstice. So all these things are coming together, like Anna and Katie shared. And it's this time for reverence to go inside. The season of Advent is this anticipation of the rebirth of the Christ light within us. And so, with the universe conspiring in our favor to slow down, to clear out, to work through these challenging emotions, how come it seems we get so busy, especially this time of year? It's I don't know if you remember that magician in Frosty the Snowman. He's busy, right? We're all getting so busy. Why is that we get so busy this time of year when all of nature is inviting us to slow down and clear out? I'll give you the simple answer. It's not comfortable. It's not easy to sit with our challenges that have collected over the year. And yet, if we take that time to slow down and be quiet, to go within, to clear out, to be vulnerable, this is the doorway, this is the window into the light of God to help clear us out, to help open us up, to let go of those limiting thoughts and beliefs that we've picked up over the past year, maybe over the past several years. Nature is in a divine cycle to help us reflect and release right now. And I'll tell you a story of how we can get support. We're in this home of divine science. There's 100 years of wisdom here. And there's something that is the cornerstone of this practice called affirmative prayer. And 22 years ago, when I moved to Denver, I was taking a class. And the invitation was to write a prayer about someone in my life that I was at odds with. Somebody I was having difficulty with. And I looked around my life and everything seemed to be sailing along smoothly. Not at odds with anyone. But then I thought, well, I haven't spoken with my parents in 9 months. Maybe there's something there. Maybe there's something there. So I sat down, excuse me, I got a cold today. So I sat down to pray to God and for my mother. Because I had moved all the way to Denver. I was halfway across the country. I was involved with New Thought philosophy and Course in Miracles and yoga and dances of universal peace. My goodness, I was in my early 30s and I wasn't married yet. In fact, I had a female roommate. None of this made sense to my mother. And so I decided, well, I should say a prayer for my mother. And so I sat down to do that. That was the assignment. And luckily I was saved by the process of affirmative prayer. Because I really can't say a prayer for somebody else. God sends me nothing but angels. God creates nothing but perfection. If I can't see that, I need to pray for myself. But I sat down to write a prayer to God for my mother. And I got to the first step of affirmative prayer. And if you really open to that, if you really take your time with it, the first step is just this awareness as we sit here that God is all there is. God is that heartbeat of mine, the heartbeat next to mine. It's in this building, it's in these chairs, it's in every single person. There is no spot where God is not. And if we really sit with that, we open naturally to the next step of affirmative prayer, which is, oh, I am that as well. I am that too. I am this oneness. I am this perfection, this beauty, this harmony, this peace. And if you will, by doing that first step of affirmative prayer, my prayer corrected itself. I realized that I couldn't write a prayer to God because God was in me. I had to write a prayer with God. And I couldn't write a prayer for my mother. I had to write a prayer for myself. And in this process of writing a prayer for myself, I realized that I was judging my mother for how she was showing her love for me by worrying I wanted acceptance. And she was just showing me love. And in this process of prayer, I let go of this. I let go of my shame. I let go of the pain. And I let go of my need for acceptance. And then I let the prayer go with gratefulness and thanksgiving. And do you want to know what happened next? Do you want to know what happened next? I really let it go. And then I went home for the holidays. I still hadn't talked with my parents, but I went home for the holidays, and my sister ran out of the car, and she grabbed my suitcase, and she pulled it in, and I'm like, what's going on here? She pulled it into the little bedroom where I used to stay, and she said to me, Mom gets it. And I was a little taken back. I said, Mom gets what? She gets that you're happy, and she's not worried about you anymore. And I said, holy cow, this prayer stuff really works. I had no idea what I was doing. I just followed the steps. And that brought me to this next step of what's unfolding during this season, which is revelation. And revelation is this divine, oh, thank you so much. Oh, yes, we're all human. Please excuse my cold. We're in the middle of a revelation. This divine revealing of awareness or understanding that gives meaning and purpose to life. And the divine revelation I had was that I was the captain of my own ship. Yes, here I was at 33 years old, and I finally realized I was the captain of my own ship. This is my vehicle. Well, not exactly. This is God's vehicle. This is God's ship. This is God's experiential vehicle through life. But I've been put in charge of it. For the first time in my life, I realized that I didn't need anyone's approval to live my life this way, the way I wanted to, and what was so important to me, which was studying all these beautiful spiritual paths. And there's some funny things about revelations. They're a bit paradoxical. So, while this is a seemingly simple thing of, hey, I'm the captain of my own ship, right? If I had fully embodied that now that I'm 55, right, then I would never have a thought that life was happening to me. I would be fully embracing life happening by me, through me, and as me. So this paradox of these revelations, these very simplistic awarenesses of life, that I'm love, I am joy, I am peace, I am harmony. We get to work on them our whole life once we embrace them and realize them. And the other funny thing about these paradoxes is the more you open into the awareness that you're one with all that is, the more you open into that realization, the more the uniqueness of you comes to life. The more you become aware that God itself is whole and complete, but not without you, not without me. We all have a unique, special gift to offer. That's the revelation. That's what we get to share. And that, I think, clicker, steps us into the next phase here. Oh, I should talk about during this period of revelation, which is solstice, Christmas through the Epiphany. So what's happening here is that the moon's moved into a waxing cycle now. So it's all collaborative for us to begin to create something new. The sun is getting brighter and brighter, the days are getting longer. In Native American tradition, this time period is about storytelling, about sharing wisdom from our ancestors. And in more ancient traditions, it's a time when the veil is known to be thin and we can communicate with our ancestors and gain wisdom there. In the Christian tradition, it's the 12 days of Christmas, giving and receiving. And metaphysically, it's about receiving our gifts from God, our revelation of the truth of who we are in its whole completeness and simplicity, love, light, perfection. So then, as we move through this cycle of revelation, we move into the revealing, into the epiphany. Now what happens on the epiphany is the sun is the closest to the earth it will be all year long. The magnetic pull from the sun on the day of the epiphany is stronger than it will be at any point during the year. The sun itself is pulling us out of our shell. Right? Epiphany in Greek means glorious manifestation. And given that the Greeks honor the Egyptians for their wisdom, this awareness of the epiphany, this glorious manifestation, has probably been around for thousands of years. In the Christian tradition, it's the Three Kings Day. It's the day the wise men arrive. It's the day that the Christ child is presented to the world. It is the day for your presentation of your God self to the world. January 6th. That's why I had to imagine January 6th. So that you can be prepared for this day. Because it's not going to be a normal day. It's not going to be just getting back to work again. Because I know it can be different. Because in your hearts, we're all going to take this time to really clear out our chambers of our hearts and make it ready. And my invitation to you is, behind this secret door right here is a library. And in that library will be a collection of practitioners. And if you've never had an affirmative prayer, give it a try. It won't hurt. It's amazing. Like I tell you, the first step is just this oneness. And then it takes care of itself. The magic happens after that once we dive into this awareness of oneness. So these practitioners that will be there love to pray with you, because every time they pray with you, they're doing a prayer for themselves. Like I said, I can't pray for someone else. I can only pray for myself. And what happens in that divine mind is an opening of awareness, an invitation. And when I heal myself, I'm obeying an invitation for all of humanity to heal. So every pain that you have is this gift. Every pain that you have collected over this past year, maybe over many years, is actually a gift. It's a gift, an opportunity for you to heal with it. And when you heal with it, you pull everyone with you into a space of healing, love, and connection. That's what's happening this time of year. We can do these 3 R's at any time we want, but right now, the whole universe is conspiring in our favor to take time, to slow down, to clear out. And I have no idea what else I want to talk about. And I can't see the clock, but it is time to get Stuart back up here. So Stuart, come back up. We're going to sing this song together, but this time we're going to change the words a little bit so that they evolve into affirmative prayer. So this is this invocation of this God within. Sweep out the chambers of my heart. And as an affirmative prayer, it's making this positive. Now it's ready. It's ready. Right? And it's always the dwelling of the beloved. I don't have to invite God in here. God is always in my heart. It's my awareness that I'm trying to get straight with. God is always present within me. So when I depart, love is here. Oh, I forgot to cover this one. In me, void of myself. What does this mean? It means that this could be a little challenging. It means that I've taken this ship that God's given me, and I've probably packed it up with a lot of resentment, a lot of right doings and wrong doings. And if I tell you what I'm working with right now, There's a friend of mine that I haven't spoken with in 9 months. We've had an argument. And in my head, there's all these ideas of what's right and what's wrong, why I'm right and he's wrong, and all the things that should be and shouldn't be. And if I've packed my ship with all those ideas, there's no room for awareness, for a revelation. There's no room for an awareness that God is on my ship always, that love is on my ship always. So this is a bit of work, this being void of myself, being void of my ego, of my pride, even of my self-deprecating shame. And the last piece, God displays its beauty. This is the epiphany, right? God displaying the magical and beautiful manifestation that's you. So, what are we going to do? We're going to invite everybody to stand up if you're able and want to. And we're going to sing this through. And so I'll just go through this sweep out the chambers of my heart. This means R, ready. And this is really ready, like excited. I'm really ready for this. Let's see. As the dwelling, and I'm going to use this for God, or beloved, which means spirit. And I like to think of this God within me as this infinite seed of potential, and it's always growing. And then when I depart, it's the back of my hand, when I depart, love will enter in me again, and then I'm using this to part void of myself. God will display, I like this one, its beauty. And feel free to use whatever pronoun works best for you. This is, to me, this process of releasing, of reflecting, is more of a feminine quality of God, so I like to use her, but you can use her, him, there, it's, whatever fits best for you. And, gentlemen, yours.
So sweep out the chambers of my heart. Now it's ready, it is ready, as the dwelling of my beloved. When I depart, love is here in me, void of myself. God displays her beauty. Sweep out the chambers of my heart. Now it's ready, and it is ready, as the dwelling of my beloved. When I depart, love is here in me, void of myself. God displays His beauty.
Thank you, Althea.
Next, yeah. Okay, that was so much fun that we played this song together. It was awesome. Thank you so much. Give it up. So I'm going to pretend I got a band. So I'm going to play together the next song too. So how about you guys just do this again? If you get nuts, you just do. sing it, come on.
You are sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good. So be good for goodness sake. No, you better not shout. You better not cry. You better not pout. I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming.
Again.
Santa Claus is coming.
One more time.
Santa Claus is coming to town.
Get it. Oh, man, two more. You ready? Thank you.
Wow, what fun, huh? All right. So here's a poem by Rumi. Out beyond ideas of wrongdoing and right doing, there is a field. I'll meet you there. When the soul lies down in that grass, the world is too full to talk about ideas, language, even the phrase each other. It doesn't make any sense. The breeze at dawn has secrets to tell you. Don't go back to sleep. You must ask for what you want. Don't go back to sleep. People are going back and forth across the door sill where the two worlds meet and touch. The door is round and open. Don't go back to sleep.
Thank you, Kate. And another big thank you for Kevin. And Kevin, I wanted to say, I had to show off because Naomi and I have been taking ASL classes. I think I said thank you, you make me happy. I hope that means happy. Sorry to your wife if I said something else. And then I said my name is Ginny, and I'm just going to stop there because I probably said Jimmy. So thank you, that was beautiful. Thank you so much, Kevin. This is the time when we acknowledge that as affirmative as our prayers are, sometimes we need to dig into our wallets, get out our credit cards and checkbooks, and keep the lights on in a very physical way. So we're going to be passing the basket. There are many ways to give your financial support to Althea. On your program, you have a QR code if you want to be super techy. In the back, you can take your credit card and put it in what's called a dip jar, which takes 10 bucks, 20 bucks, 30 bucks, keep going. It could be Las Vegas, we don't know. People may have won, so you just keep dipping that jar. But we also take cash, so thank you very much. You can also go to our website. We love folks who sign up for Evergreen memberships where money just magically comes out of your bank account every month. That's what I do. It's the easy way. So thank you very much for supporting us. This building is 100 years old and it needs a little help. She needs a little help from time to time. And we have amazing staff who also, many donate their time, but many get paid for what they do, which is the right thing. So please dig deep, help us out. And when our ushers are finished, looks like we're still winding up. Come on up front. And we do like to affirm because we are about affirmative prayer, and we want to thank you. So if you'll join us, we're still, all right, thank you. Thank you, thank you. What we'd like to do now is have you affirm with us what's up there on the screen if you're able to see it, that the universe provides all that I need and all that I give. With great joy, I share my prosperity, planting seeds for a world I am helping manifest. And so it is. Amen. Thank you, ladies. Now what we'll do rather quickly, because we did have a lot going on in this service and we want to make sure that we end things close to on time, we love to do something called Prayers of the People. This is where you get an opportunity every Sunday to have a mic in front of you and you can tell us someone that you would like us to do an affirmative prayer for through our affirmative prayer partners. And we also love to hear if you're someone who asked for some help for yourself or someone else or the world in the past, let us know how it turned out. We love to hear how things turned out. So we have mics at the ready. Who would like to go first? Well, yes, we have a kid in the background that sounds like they would like to go first. But, oh, yes, Peter.
A couple of weeks ago, I asked you to pray for the person who made my model. Subsequent to that, I found a very old one that I thought I had lost. And the other night it broke, which is considerably good luck. But luck is like everything else. But I would like you to pray. This is a model that needs to be fixed. A friend of mine died and left me this crystal. Left me a crystal, so I put it on. I'd like you to pray for not only the people who made this model, but the person who mined the crystal, but the person, all the people that were involved, right down to the guy who designed the tread that runs, the tire for the truck brought the thing.
Absolutely.
So it's a connection I'd like you to pray, not necessarily to God, to the eternal beauty.
Thank you. We'll do it. We'll do it, Peter. Thank you. Who's next? Yes.
I would like a prayer for our country, for peace and love throughout the land, so we can be happy with each other.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'll second that, Lee. Just a quick mention, my son Benjamin Little Bear Brink, he's in Seattle, and he's showing signs of really positive movement, so thank you.
All right. Who's next?
I would like to ask for prayers for the feminine, specifically lineage, across all time and space, into the future. May some of the brokenness be healed.
Thank you. Anyone else? Oh, all right. And all right. It's helpful, but
I'd like to pray for the women in Iran and the situation they're going through.
thank you. Amen to that, sister. All right. Look.
I'd like to have a prayer for my brother. His name is Roy, and he's suffering from vertigo. He's a vet, and his care is more complicated. But he is suffering from his vertigo, so I pray that you can function better.
All right. And Chris?
Thank you. I wanted to ask a prayer for my aunt, Mary Nell, and her family who are surviving the death of her husband, Uncle Jack, last Monday.
No. All right.
once I had them, the whole people around, because the Iranian government was about to execute a soccer player, and I thought they felt was disrespecting their national anthem.
All right, thank you. All right, I think we're in good shape. And know that we always have, immediately after services, in the historic library, most Sundays, prayer partners. So if anything about today touched you, or if there's anything special that you would like to pray with a prayer practitioner about, that's your opportunity to experience this powerful thing. Who are our prayer partners today? All right, Kendara is our prayer partner. So historic library right behind here, which takes me right into our announcements as we begin to wrap up today's service. Kevin will be doing what's called a deep dive. So after we've eaten lunch, around 12:30, we will meet in the historic library, and Kevin will take you through this theme in a smaller, facilitated group that's going to break up into groups and talk about this theme. And it gives you an opportunity to share some of your experiences around this and to learn a little bit more and to get to know some of the other folks who were here today. So that deep dive will happen. We'll announce that in the dining room. And as I said, Kevin, January 10th, I believe it is going to be doing a class with us, Creating and Sustaining Your Vision and Goals, on January 10th, 2023. If you want to know more about it, speak with Kevin, because you're obviously sticking around today to join us in the dining room. And as we said, we have a lovely lunch every Sunday, so please join us. And if it's your first time, it's free. And most important is that a week from yesterday, Christmas Eve at 4 p.m., please join us for our Christmas Eve service. It is going to be amazing. We are going to have a special guest who happens to be a student at the Iliff School of Theology, getting his master's in divinity, John Hurst. He's going to be joining us to give the message, but we're going to have special music and special ritual and amazing things. So please join us at 4 p.m. on Sunday. And Mary Jo is our mistress of ceremonies for that evening, so that will always be a delight to have her with us. Let's see, what else? There is a winter solstice ceremony on December 20th, right here from 6 to 8 p.m. And as Kevin was explaining, it's the shortest day of the year that comes to a close, right? Okay, it said longest in here. Anyway, that thing is going to happen with the sun, and please join us in a sacred ceremony that will connect us with the nature of night and how it's part of our daily life. We also have so many things going on. Thursdays, 5:30 to 6:45, bring your yoga mat, a journal, and a pen for self-care and reflection, because we have a yoga class. We normally have yoga classes every Sunday in the afternoon, but that'll be coming back with Matthew on January 1st, so look for that. Every Thursday on Zoom, you can connect with us, and it's called Community Connections at 11 o'clock to 12:30. That's been going on for months now through the pandemic. For those who still want to join on Zoom, we pick a topic, and you're led through a facilitated discussion. Let's see, although that is going to happen again. When is that going to happen again, Kathy?
What?
The next Community Connections.
January 12th.
January 12th. So we're taking a little break for the holidays on that one, but know that that's happening. We are always looking for volunteers. Sarma, the guru of all things volunteer, especially prep around the kitchen before, during, and after she needs your help. So there are many ways to give back. And the last thing I wanted to check on, and I should have done this beforehand, but are we doing anything on Sunday morning, Christmas morning? We are not. Okay. Definitely not having regular service. We knew that, because our big thing is the night before. So stay home, relax, keep your slippers on, have that coffee, but we will be closed on that Sunday, a week from today. So with that, I would like to turn it over to Daryl, who will lead us through a community song, and then Bob. Oh, whoops.
Gone back today.
Oh my goodness, okay. So that changed a few things. Gong bath. Who's been bathed by a gong? Raise your hand. Ever been bathed by a gong? Well, today you can. And that starts at 12:30, I'm guessing? Right. With Greg Wilkins right here on this stage. It is amazing if you've never done it. It is a vibrational experience with a gong this big and many other singing bowls. So stick around for that if you'd like to be a part of it, which means things are switching. So the deep dive will actually happen in Darwin's Den, right? Oh my Lord. Okay, there's another event in Darwin's Den. So where will the deep dive happen? It will happen in the library. So see how that all just works out? Yes, I feel responsible for that happening so well and not confusing at all. So thank you all for being here today. We will now turn it over to Daryl for our community song and Bob Berkoff for the closing prayer. Thank you so much.
Good morning. This song was requested by Katie. She was nice enough to be at that meeting for us. We are going to do Katie's request, so please stand as you're able and join me in our community song, O Come, Emmanuel.
Something wonderful is happening to me right now. I know it. I feel it. It's those 3 R's. It is in me. It is with me. It is me.